Good morning, everybody. First of all, I'd just like to thank Roberto. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. But thank you very much, Roberto, for pointing out that there was a post-credit scene in the last episode of Legion. So I thought I better watch it, and I did. And bloomin' heck, what's going on there then? This other guy on YouTube described the little robot thing as being like a Pokeball that's come to collect David. Anyway, what do I think about it? Well, first of all, I want to point out one thing, and I like pointing out these little moments, is that look at David's t-shirt. If you look back at my review for episode 8, I talk about the fact that his t-shirts have changed as him as a person has changed throughout the season. And obviously in the last episode his t-shirt went from having a yellow triangle pointing to him, and then it went grey when he stepped into his own mind when he was fighting against the Shadow King. And then here at this point he's got what can only be explained as a pyramid on his t-shirt with another internal pyramid inside of it. Now what does that mean? I think it's like David is now, he's reached a point of kind of contentment within himself in regards to who he is, what his powers are, and also a certain amount of his past as well. And so he's now reached a point now where he's almost feeling complete within himself. And I thought that was an interesting thing to point out, to be honest with you. And now let's talk about the Pokeball. So the scene is David and Sid stood on the balcony, and they're briefly discussing where the Shadow King would be, and David basically says that Oliver and the Shadow King are now on the road and they're heading south, I think he says, which is all fair enough. I mean, can he sense them, or has the car got a tracking device in it? I don't know. I hope he can sense them, because he does have that kind of level of power. Anyway, this giant Pokeball comes flying towards them, and they automatically assume it's one of Dr. Carey's inventions. It starts scanning David, and then at the beginning of the third scan, just absorbs him, and David is trapped inside this little Pokeball, and you can see his little face inside the Pokeball going, "Get me out of here!" What the hell was that thing? Now, what a bonkers setup for Season 2, because at the end of the day, who sent it? Now, first of all, I think we can rule out Division 3, because if Division 3 had that level of tech, then they would have used it already. You know what I mean? If you go back to the episode where David was taken over by the Shadow King and he takes down basically this entire building full of Division 3 people, then if Division 3 had that tech, then I don't think there would have been a problem in, containing David at that point. So we can rule out Division 3. Is it Professor X? You know what I mean? Maybe it's like Professor X and he's got Forge working for him. Do you remember Forge from the X-Men? Forge in the comics and the cartoons used to be able to build anything. So it'd be interesting to see if Forge has built this thing and Professor X has finally found David, hence the scanning, and is now going to put him through some kind of regiment of, opening up his mind and helping him understand who he was. I kind of like that idea, and it also kind of, it opens Season 2 with a bang, and we get to see Professor X introduce himself to his son. I think that'll be a good way to start Season 2, and it'd be a good way to start on a high, you know what I mean? Now, obviously the other option is that I'm sure at some point during this first season, Division 3, they talk about another company or another force. I think they call it the Equinox or something like that. Now, who are these people? I mean, let's call them the Equinox, whether it's the Equinox or not. Let's just call them the Equinox, because they've got some serious high-tech machines here, and they've clearly got their eye on David, and they want to find out what the hell's going on. I kind of hope it's just, I hope it's another government kind of, agency, rather than being something that's typically underground or anything like that. Maybe it is the government, I mean, Division 3 is obviously like a branch of the government, but maybe this is like the full-blown government. Because at the end of the day, the Interrogator is essentially now joined forces with David and the gang, so we know it's got nothing to do with him, otherwise he'd know something about it, and why would they send a machine to take David away if he's already there, and he could give them intel and so on. So yeah, let me know what you think. how bonkers was that post-credit scene? I can't believe I missed it, to be honest with you. But then again, I'm not one for watching credits, unless it's a Marvel movie. So, yeah, I thought that was really, really interesting. I can't wait for season 2. In fact, this makes me want season 2 even more, because it's absolutely barking mad. Maybe it's aliens. Maybe aliens have come for him. No, I doubt that. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Click subscribe if you want to see more. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.